Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation here, Monday, March the 13th, from the first reading, 2 Kings 5. It's a Naaman the Syrian general. Okay, because so he's in favor with his master. Now, Naaman has leprosy, okay, became a leper, suffered from leprosy. So it's hard to pick and choose from this first reading because it's so beautiful and it's almost integral. But what I want to focus on, you got to read the first. Each reading should be reading all these readings, right? All of them. First reading, Psalm, and even and of course the Gospel. Okay, so he goes to Israel, goes to Elisha. Elisha won't come out. Elisha says, "Go and bathe in the waters." He gets in a huff. Says, "The waters back in my home are just as good. Can't see the value in this." He goes off in a huff. So. But his servants approached him and said, "Father," to the general, "if the prophet had commanded you to do something difficult, would you not have done it? How much more when all he said to do was wash and be clean?" So he, thankfully, takes the advice of his servants. Goes down, he washes, and he's clean. Then he puts it together, right? He puts it all together. It's... Now I know there is no God in Israel and all the earth except, no God in all the earth except in Israel, because he gets it. It's not the waters per se. It's obedience to God through the prophet. That's the key. It's so simple, and yet it's so darn difficult. It's easy when it goes according to our own expectations or our own likes and dislikes, or, it's not against our dislikes. But when it doesn't make any sense, at least to us, we can all too easily walk off in a huff, stop praying, give up, think this is ridiculous, because we wanted some show from God. We wanted immediate answers, all that kind of stuff. And God will never be manipulated by any of us. You want to jump off a cliff and think God is going to rescue you, your face will be like a pancake. And you will be dead. And then God will say, I'm going to put, it's not God wouldn't be like this, but it's like, why are you so stupid to try and put me to the test? Nobody puts me to the test. Not even my son would put me to the test. Why would you, arrogant little child? God is not like that, but I'm trying to make a point here. So the important thing is for us is obedience, which we find so difficult. It's this willingness to be taught. It's obedience to the church. The church is teaching because it's it's the one church founded by Jesus Christ. And when it comes to matters essential for salvation, if we obey the church, we'll go to heaven. It's that simple. We obey the church, we go to heaven. If we don't obey the church, I don't know. Certainly you're on your own. It's like being in the ocean. You might survive, but if you have a life buoy, and the ship's coming, the ship is the church and the life buoy is the sacraments, then you're going to be saved. But if you don't have a life buoy, no sacraments, you won't take the sacraments, you won't go to Mass, you're on your own. Don't know what's going to happen. Can't say you'll go to hell, but certainly can't say you'll go to heaven. So over to the Gospel, Gospel of Luke chapter 4. Now it's the fulfillment of this in the future. So Jesus quotes this scenario. When they heard this, all in the synagogue were filled with rage. They got up, drove him out of the town, and led him to the brow of the hill on which their town was built, so that they might hurl him off the cliff. But Jesus passed through the midst of them and went on his way. Again, there's a great scene of this in The Chosen season 3. So, why they're so enraged. Jesus is claiming to be the Messiah, but he's also quoting the scene from the Old Testament. It's in their own sacred scriptures. They know this. But it's... who knows, maybe because it's linked with Jesus proclaiming the Lord's year of favor. For whatever reason, they just find this unacceptable, intolerable, and they actually try to murder him. They try to throw him off the cliff with religious indignation, with righteousness. Rather than say, it's true, that's what happened in the Old Testament. God is quite capable of going outside of his own people. He did save the Syrian general. And Elijah did save this woman at Zarephath. God can do whatever he wants to do. So, and he's never going to contradict himself. That's the whole point. God hasn't revealed everything to us. You know, God normally saves through the sacraments, but he's quite capable of saving outside of the sacraments. So, yeah, okay, if he can do that, he can do that. However, the sacraments are the safest way because they're instituted by God himself. So, you know, what can we take from this? Well, you know, again, it comes, I believe it comes down to, you know, seeing the bigness of God, and yet, you know, at the same time recognizing that God really has instituted the church for our salvation, but is he capable of saving outside of the church? Of course he is. Children ask me in school, you know, all the time, can somebody who's not baptized go to heaven? It is possible. Nothing is impossible to God. But is it normal? No. However, I mean, there's a lot of people in the world who are not baptized and die every day. Do they all go to hell? I don't know, but I don't think so. So God is bigger than the sacraments. He can work quite well outside the sacraments. How he does it, he hasn't revealed it to us because we would dumb everything. We would stop our evangelization efforts to go forth and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. So, you know, I'll leave you with that. Okay? God bless you.